All right, thanks y'all for being here. Start with the Georgia Southern recap. We very disappointed. Obviously, we didn't get to win, and really thought that offensively we played as bad as we probably could play. We had even saying that we had an opportunity at the end, trying to throw it in the end zone, and but just very disappointed. Never got into a rhythm. Thought we put ourselves in really poor position on first down, which I thought was a key. Either we went incomplete or we ran it for a yard or two, and it made for a lot of second and longs, and then third downs were also a problem for us. So very poor execution, and playing the quarterback position, I think you get a lot of credit when maybe you don't deserve all that credit, and a lot of blame sometimes when it's not all your fault. And it was a combination for sure. Jacob didn't play his best game, and he'll say that for sure. But at the end of the day, we got to play better around him. We got to make sure we run the routes the right way and do all the things, the details of that. We got to make sure we protect better up front and with the running back spot. And so it was a kind of one of those deals. It seemed like all day we were kind of playing against ourselves in a lot of ways. Give Georgia Southern a lot of credit. They played extremely hard and got after it, but we missed a lot of great opportunities, and therefore it led to a lot of 3-and-outs, which against a team like Georgia Southern who runs the triple option really affects your time of possession, and that's what we saw. I think at halftime we had 20 snaps at halftime, and a little better in the second half, but really disappointed with our performance Saturday, and we got to figure a way to get better for sure on that side. Defensively, really pleased with how we played. I thought our guys really had a great plan. I mean, you hold them to 20 points. I think they had really two explosive or two long runs. Obviously, scoring another touchdown on defense was really unbelievable. Held a good football team to 20 points, and really based on the time of possession, played a lot of time on the field, a lot of snaps. So really pleased with that effort overall. I thought we tackled well in space. We were very disciplined, I think, except for the two runs that they got. We were in a great spot all day. So got to continue to take steps on that side of the ball, and we've done that each and every week. And so I'm really pleased with the progress we're making there. Special teams, we were solid. Overall, we did miss another easy field goal. We got to get that corrected and figure out what's going on there. And I think with that being said, in practice, you evaluate your guys, and I mean you put the guy out there that you think gives you the best chance to make them. And some guys, kick it well in practice, and for whatever reason, it doesn't happen in the game. Again, it's not always the kicker's fault. I mean, you got to snap the hold and everything that goes along with it, but we got to figure that out because we've missed some opportunities this year with some easy field goals. Punts and kickoffs were excellent on the coverage for sure. Jack Martin, I think, was Sunbelt Special Team Player of the Week, and just did an unbelievable job of punting the football with great hang time and kicking the long ways too. He also kicked off great for us, and Jack's very, very talented. He's a guy that I think has really brought a lot to our program in the 2 years he's been here, and so it's exciting for him to get rewarded for his efforts. But overall, it was a missed opportunity for us on the road. I'm very disappointed that we got to coach better, got to play better. And it's my responsibility for us to play better on offense, and that's something that I was disappointed in myself, as well as how we executed what we were doing. When I really look back, it really came down to execution all the way around. So something we're working hard to correct. We did that starting on Sunday night, and hopefully we get a chance to really redeem ourselves this week. This week, obviously, Coastal Carolina at home. I mean, I'm assuming they're still the 15th ranked team in the country coming in here. Very, very solid football team. Jamie Chadwell, great guy. He's in year 3 now, and you can see that he's really, really done a nice job of adding some pieces to the puzzle in his team, whether it be transfer or freshman or whatever. But they're very talented. They are undefeated for a reason. They're playing really good, sound football in all 3 phases and complementing each other really well. And I think that's really what sticks out to me is they're just not a lot of weaknesses. They're just very solid and all the way around. I think defensively, their front is the thing that really sticks out. They're really big and athletic, very, very disruptive. I'm very impressed with Teron Jackson and Jeffrey Gunner. Those 2 guys are 2 of the better ones in our league, I think. But really, that whole unit up there, they play about 6 guys. All are big and athletic, and they play very hard. They cause a lot of issues in the run game and the pass game, get great push and pass rush, and obviously he moved those guys around some too that create some issues running the football. So we got our work cut out for us. We'll have to have a really good plan and be able to really improve in that area. Linebackers, very solid guys, look very experienced. It feels like Silas Kelly and Teddy Gallagher have been there a while. I don't know those names just in my 2 years I've been here. Seem like they're very smart guys who get them lined up and really leaders on that side of the ball. Play with great effort, very solid, very impressed with them. The secondary is much improved from last year. I mean, they've got some new corners in there. The safeties are back who are good players. So you can see that unit defensively is playing with a lot of confidence and do a great job, very well coached, and make you earn it. Offensively, I think, it's a tough offense because they're very multiple. Really make you play sound football. They got enough option game, obviously, to make you play discipline, and they can hurt you on the outside with their wideouts. I think it starts with their quarterback. To me, he's the difference of what I see. Grayson Hall just, to me, looks, like he's a dual-threat guy. I mean, he can run, he can throw. Very good player, playing with a lot of confidence, having a great year, not turning it over much, which is always big. I think he's a fantastic player, and the future looks bright for him. C.J. Marble and the running backs are very solid. I think Reese White, Shamari Jones, those three guys really make them go. They're very multiple, can catch it out of the backfield, can run their zone scheme or whatever, maybe some of the gap scheme they have, but they use those guys in a lot of ways in the option game. So they're going to get the ball. They're going to get plenty of touches, and I think they got three very good backs. The wide receivers, I mentioned earlier, very solid. I think Javion Hiley is a guy that I think is impressive. He leads their team in touchdowns, really good ball skills. When the ball's in the air, he attacks it, and solid player. Their O-line plays great together as a unit. They really get after it, play extremely hard. Those guys, I think, offensive line play is about playing as a cohesive unit. And I think that goes unnoticed sometimes. They have to be on the same page with the calls. They have to understand what they're seeing. They really just play as a unit. And I think you see this team, that's a great example. Instead of running a play and having 4 out of the 5 right, they seem to have all 5 right more than they don't. And I think that's a key to a good offensive line play. And those guys play extremely hard, very confident. Special teams, another very solid group. They don't do anything to hurt themselves very much in the special teams. They do a great job covering. They play a lot of starters on special teams, so I think that says a lot about how important it is to them. So very solid football team. They are undefeated for a reason. Got a couple big road wins already this year. I know at Lafayette and Kansas, so they're going to come here to Troy. This is our opportunity. This is a great opportunity for us. I know, extremely excited about getting the opportunity to play these guys here at home, and I think that's going to help us tremendously. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to play solid in all 3 phases to have that opportunity to win the football game. And I'm thinking that with a good week of practice and our guys and kind of refocusing and getting ready for this challenge, I think we'll have a great effort and really have an opportunity to do something very special. So, but until then, we got to get ourselves ready to go and have a great week. Okay, questions?
Hey, Chip, I think maybe you just used Jack Martin as a sole punter on Saturday. Was that situational, or is he the starting punter now, or where does that stand?
I think it's more situational, where we were punting from, what type of punt we were trying to execute. We've used him a little earlier, but he has improved. He worked extremely hard on punting all throughout the offseason. And with punting, you see the leg, you see the strength and his ability to kick the ball, but there's really a lot that goes into that, from catching the snap to operation time, being able to directional punt. It's not just about who kicks it the highest and furthest. So, but I will say he's made a lot of strides in all those areas, and obviously Saturday was a great day for him in that area of the punt game.
Also, how close is Gunner to being ready to play?
Boy, I wish I knew. I mean, I think, we're hopeful. I mean, we were hopeful last week too. But I will say this: I'm not going to play him until I know he can protect himself and he's very comfortable. And Gunner's a guy that would have played 2 weeks ago if I'd have let him. So I think it's just he's going to have to prove to me on the field and that he's ready. And again, we're hopeful this week. This is one of those. It's not like it's something that's easy to make a call on from the standpoint of how long he's out and so forth. It's an area that I think is a little difficult to do that. So we'll get some work this week and see how much practice time he can actually get. But at the same time, we've got to figure. we've got to get it straightened out at that position with Jacob or Parker or Kyle or whoever, and continue to work those guys. And whoever plays that position is going to have to be prepared and play well and do what we're asking them to do and execute the offense. And that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Yeah, Coach, was Georgia Southern's defense doing anything special or different, or was it just maybe lack of execution on your part? Were they doing anything special?
No, they were just. They were no. To be honest with you, I'm being a little facetious. No, they weren't. They played. They had a good game plan. They did what they were doing, but nothing crazy. We had opportunities that we didn't take advantage of and didn't execute, and that's the facts. But hopefully, we'll do a better job of that this coming week.
What's it going to take to maybe get the run game going to where it was at the beginning of the year? It seemed like at the beginning of the year they were you guys were able to run the football with a little bit more ease, something that maybe not be the case lately.
Yeah, we need to block better. We need to block better and do a better job of maintaining our blocks. And it's our backs. Obviously, the other day when we were limited on possessions, I will say that presses you a little bit, makes you want to, feel like you got to take advantage of every possession. So we may have, have panicked a little bit from that standpoint. But we really missed some opportunities. And, running the football is definitely important. I was looking back at last year's game of Coastal. We were playing these guys, and we ran it, I think, 32 times, if I'm correct. And a lot of those were in pace or, in when we were going fast, which when we're playing our best, we really get into tempo. And to do that, though, you have to have good first down plays and get started. And the other day, I think that's the key. I mean, whether we ran it or threw it on first down, we were second long a whole lot of the day, which made for third and long. So we've got to do a better job of getting started. And then when we get those opportunities, when in the run game, we got to maintain our blocks and really make sure that we make the right reads at the running back position as well.
Coach, and John's question, you mentioned some of the other quarterbacks besides Jacob. To see some of them potentially play before Gunner comes back, or is it Jacob's job until Gunner's there?
Well, I think anytime you don't play well on offense, I think you reevaluate everything. So we're gonna get a lot of guys. We're gonna get several guys reps this week. Again, hopefully, we're hopeful that Gunner will play, but at the end of the day, we have to be ready if he doesn't, and which is kind of last week was we were in the same boat. So to answer your question, they're all going to get reps, and we'll kind of make a decision toward the end of the week what our best option is, and that'll be really based off practice performance, and that's how we've kind of approached it before. Jacob became our number 2 guy because of what he did in practice before, and then obviously showed some flashes when we played Georgia State, with the exception of the turnovers, and then played really well at Arkansas State. So going into Georgia Southern, we felt really good with what he did. Again, we have to play better around him. We have to coach better. I got to do a better job of giving him things that are very comfortable for him based on what we probably will see that week. So I think overall we got to do a better job as an offensive unit, and regardless of who's at quarterback.
Now, I know you're an offensive-minded guy, but what's impressed you about your defense, especially just these last few weeks?
Yeah, I think they continue to improve each week. I think they're playing really good team defense. Everybody seems to be doing their job more consistently. If you're supposed to take the dive, like last week in the option game, we had a guy on the dive for the most part. If you're supposed to take quarterback or pitch or whatever, I think we're doing a great job of not giving up near as many explosive plays for sure as we did last year. I mean, I think through 7 games, I'm really, really pleased with the progress that we've made on that side of the ball. And I think obviously we have some new guys that weren't here last year that are making a huge difference. But I also think we got a lot of guys that did play last year who have grown up some, who've matured some, who've become better players, and really understand the game better and understand what Brandon and his staff are asking them to do. And I think that's a huge part of it. Assignment football, I think, is where it starts, and I think you're seeing those guys play better assignment football.
Well, it's an important game because it's the next one, really. We're obviously excited to be back at home playing in the Vet this week against a ranked opponent. It's going to be exciting. Coastal's a really good football team. I've already looked at them a little bit. Sunday, and I think it'll be a good challenge for especially the offense. Hopefully the defense can do their thing. They have been the past couple of weeks, but especially as an O-line, we're ready for the challenge for sure. So.
Jake, y'all been on a little bit of a roller coaster ride with the offense. The running game's been real good at times and kind of non-existent at other times. Can you pinpoint anything when you go back and look at film work?
Yeah, I think as an offensive line, you can put a lot of that on us because, I mean, obviously we have a stellar running back room. You know, every single one of those guys are competitors and great ball carriers. But I think it goes down to the O-line. I mean, you know, we've executed at times. Obviously, you know, like games like Middle Tennessee, we had a great game there, rushing and passing, actually. I think it goes back down to the offensive line putting trust in the coaches, putting trust in Coach Lindsey and Coach Pugh as play callers that I think we just need to get the job done, and we need to get back on that rolling because we need to get two-dimensional for sure.
How has the defense kind of helped guys on offense these last 2 weeks?
Shoot, they kept us in the game last week for a while. I mean, we didn't even score a touchdown, which was, I mean, we got, is it 3 weeks with a defensive touchdown? 3 weeks in a row with a defensive touchdown. I mean, that's awesome. You know, one in Georgia State, one at Ark State, and then one this past week. You know, I mean, without them playing so well, I mean, it'd be like last year. We were in a couple shootouts last year, and there were some we came out on top, some we didn't. But, I mean, you know, it makes it a lot easier on us as an offense. You know, if we're struggling, you know, it's really not as big of a deal as it was last year because we know that if we can score, you know, at least 14, that we're going to have a good shot at it because defense has been playing lights out all year. So I hope they can keep it up, and I hope we can get back on track like we were towards the beginning of the season, starting this week.
How have you guys kind of rallied around Jake now in the quarterback role?
Around Jacob. You know, it doesn't matter who's back there for us as an O-line, really, and I think for us as an offense, you know, Jacob's great, Gunner's great, Kyle's great, Parker's great. All of them are awesome athletes, great quarterbacks. I think the main thing with Jacob and Gunner is they both have had reps with the ones. They've had, you know, plenty of time in the meetings and stuff, and the wide receivers, you know, you can't really tell a huge difference. The wide receivers can't when they're in there. We can't either. You know, the communication's the same. You know, the protection's hopefully always good enough for them. You know, Free likes to stand back there. Gunner likes to stand back there, which is what we like to do. We hope that we can give them enough time to make good balls down the field. But, yeah, I mean, we rally around anybody who's back there. Really doesn't make a difference to us. We just want to win football games, and that's really all there is to it up front. It's a thankless job.
I assume y'all looked at film already on Coastal. What impresses you most about their defensive front?
Oh man, they're great pass rushers. Great pass rushers. Number 52, he's a returner. He's a really good ball player, good get off, strong guy. Number 9, he's back for him again. He was a great rusher last year. They can both play good in the run game. They got a big guy that plays nose, number 15. Real big guy, physical guy. They're really impressive inside the box, but you know, at the same time, we love those challenges. We love to play in the box, play nasty, you know, get after them. So, you know, we're ready for that challenge. But yeah, the most impressive thing, they're great at pass rushing. They're great in the box.
Jake, regardless of this being a ranked opponent coming into the vet, we're kind of, you know, just past the midway point of the season. Coaches say it all the time, seasons go one way or the other. Ranked opponent, big game, but how big is this game for keeping the momentum going in the direction and closing the season the way you guys want to close, regardless of this being a ranked game or anything like that, just this midway point of wanting this season to go the direction you guys want to finish in?
Right. Well, you know, the position that, you know, us and Coastal are in, just regardless of nationally, but in the conference, you know, if we win this one, that Georgia Southern and that Georgia State taste gets out of our mouth because, you know, it kind of redefines a whole lot of things for us. So we're excited about that. You know, like you said, regardless of ranked or not, you know, anything with the conference, in regard to that, we're ready to get back on track with that because, like I said, we win this one, it's all turning around there.
Will, this defense has really stepped up this year. Just what's been different about you guys in compared to your past?
First thing I would say, we're just older. Like last year, we had a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomores playing. Even like guys like Carlton, that was only his third year there. So it's just like we're mature and we're trusting our coaches, trusting the defense, and at the same time, they're allowing us to trust our football instincts and make plays. So everything's clicking right now. We just hope for everything to keep continuing.
How do you guys do that? What do you work on at practice? You keep that momentum rolling.
We just try to just focus on the little things, just our assignments, staying in our gaps, being gap sound, and then when the opportunities come, just to make plays. Like, ain't nothing more to that.
Well, I'm sure y'all get up for every game, but when you got a top 15 team coming in, how much more exciting is it this week to get ready for a team like that?
Oh, it's very exciting, but we're taking this as we do every week as another team. We're just gonna trust our preparation and trust what our coaches say and just lock in and get ready to play Coastal.
It's another offense that's really explosive. It seems like y'all go against one like that every week. But how do you, when you look at them, what impresses you about Coastal on the offensive side?
The number one thing about Coastal is I know they just do a whole bunch of things on offense, and the fact that their guys don't mess up on them things. They know what they're doing. They trust their scheme, and they know who they are, and they don't try to change that. So we're gonna try to help change that.
What would a win against Coastal do for you guys?
A win against Coastal honestly just opens back up the division. It proves that anybody can get beat, and you got to just lock in weekly. So it's not really about them. It's more about us. So.
You really stepped up your pass rushing this year. We saw the note this week that PFF had you the highest graded interior pass rusher in the country. What's been your difference up front?
I would just say just learning new moves, learning what Coach Davis taught me, and just learning how to convert from my run fits to my rushes. Just a whole nother year of experience and a lot of learning, and that just helped me so much and contributed to what's going on this year.
I guess I'll back up on Adam. Does that mean for you moving roles like that?
It really means nothing because as I first came here as a true freshman, that's where I originally started at playing DN. So the conversion there just for that week, it wasn't a problem at all. I like to make sure I know both sides of the line on knowing band and DN because it's two different kind of positions or whatever. But I make sure I stay familiar with both of those. So the conversion was really easy.
If you can, what are the differences in those two positions?
Oh, with playing bandit, you gotta have hot feet ready to go because bandit the way our defense is, the bandit moves around a lot. If you see, sometimes we're in the backfield, sometimes we're dropping, sometimes we're blitzing all across to the opposite part of the line. So it's a lot that comes with playing bandit and playing DN. You got to be able to be a strong front. You got to be able to be a headstrong type of guy. You gotta be able to because we still have small movement at the end, but it's not as large as playing bandit. So to be able to combine those two, it takes some skill. It takes some skill, but no, it's definitely there's definitely some quite differences in in those positions.
You guys have a very tough offense coming into town on Saturday. Just what's the mindset heading into this game against Coastal?
The mindset is we gotta do what we do best. At the same time, you have to respect our opponent, and that's what you have to do, because the Coastal, they're a good team, very good quarterback, very good running back. They got some athletic guys over there, but at the same time, we got athletic guys too, you know. So you have to be conscious of that, and you have to be able to just tell yourself that, okay, we're going against playing a tough team, but at the same time, you have to realize we're matched up evenly. I feel like we're matched up, and yeah, much credit to those guys going undefeated so far, and yeah.
Momentum's a word that's tossed around a lot in football, but what would a win this weekend mean, knowing that you still have App State and South Alabama on schedule? You have 5 games left. What does this mean, for lack of a better term, for momentum and energize this squad down the final stretch?
Yes, sir. I feel like momentum is definitely a key part of playing football, because we had a tough loss against Georgia Southern last week, and I feel like, but that didn't deter us at all. But momentum coming into this game, and we had to build from that loss, and then we had to win this game. I do feel like momentum could carry us through the season, and I think it'd be huge for us. Top 15 opponent in the nation. They're above some Power 5 school. Then to look at it, it's just a great opportunity. It's really a good opportunity, and I feel like that would definitely carry us throughout the season. Finish off really strong, try to get where we want to be with the team.
From what you've seen on film, what sticks out about Coastal Carolina?
Oh, definitely. How many they get in different formations just to try to kind of run the same thing, or they'll have that they have that triple option sometimes, and then they have that inside zone. It's very creative. Heads off to the OC, and it definitely offense. The defense has to stay on their toes, because you never know what you're gonna get. Because they'll come out with something, and you can get something completely opposite. So I feel like that's what we got to be prepared for, and I feel like we're going to prepare for that, and we'll be ready.